Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Today, my group members and I will be presenting our research finding based on the survey that has been conducted. Our study focuses on the influence of Instagram influencers on purchase intention of beauty product among KIRKHS students. I will begin with section A on the demographic profile of the respondent, followed by section B on influencer trustworthiness. For demography of participant, the study involved a total of 111 respondents. In terms of gender, most of the respondents were female, accounting for 71.2%, while males made up 28.8%. This shows that female students were more actively involved in the study. For age, the majority of respondents were between 21 to 24 years old, followed by those aged 18 to 20. Only one respondent was aged 25 and above, indicating that the sample mainly consisted of young adults in the university age range. Respondents came from various departments in KIRKHS. The highest number were from the Department of Communication and the Department of Halal Industry Management. This was followed by the Department of Quran and Sunnah, while the remaining departments show a fairly balanced distribution. Overall, the respondents represent a young and academically diverse group. Moving on to section B. This section examines how trustworthy Instagram influencers are. Five statements were measured using 5-point Likert scale. The overall mean score was 3.79, which is above the natural level, showing that respondents generally trust Instagram influencers when they promote beauty products. The highest agreement was on the statement that respondents prefer to buy beauty products when the influencer is trustworthy. This means that trust play a major role in influencing purchase intention. All items were statistically significant, which indicate that influencer trustworthiness has a strong and positive effect on how students perceive and respond to beauty product promotion. That is all for my part. Thank you.
Hello, now I will be presenting the data analysis for two key variables in our study, which are influencers' expertise and attractiveness. Our data was collected from 111 students at KIRKHS to understand how they perceive beauty influencers on Instagram. To ensure our results were statistically significant, we used a one sample t-test with a test value of 3, which represents a neutral opinion. First, let's look at expertise. Overall, the students gave this category a grand mean of 3.48 with a percentage score of all items were statistically significant with a p-value of less than 0.001. The high score in this section was for the influencers' professional sales qualifications with a mean of 3.47. This tells us that students really appreciate it when an influencer presents a product in a professional way. However, we noticed that extensive product knowledge had the lowest score at 3.43. This suggests that while students trust these influencers, they are a bit more critical about the depth of their actual knowledge. Moving on to the attractiveness, the results were even stronger. This variable received an overall grand mean of 3.88, which is, again, the results were highly significant with a p-value of less than 0.001, same as influencers' expertise. In this section, the highest rated trait was being presentable with a mean of 3.97. It seems that for our respondents, the visual appeal and presentability of an influencers are very obvious and highly recognized. Even the lowest score in this section, which was for being elegant, was still very high at 3.76. showing a very strong consensus among the students. So, if we compare the two about influencers' attractiveness with 3.88 scores significantly higher than influencers' expertise, 3.48. This is a very interesting finding. It suggests that for KIRKHS students on Instagram, the visual appeal and presentable look of an influencers are more influential or noticeable than their actual personal expertise. In short, while expertise matters, looking the part seems to be the dominant factor in gaining student interest. Thank you.
So based on responses from KIRKHS students, the results show that Instagram influencer credibility is perceived at a moderately high level. The analysis recorded a percentage index of 68.3% and an overall grand mean of 3.42, which indicates the most students generally agree that Instagram influencers are credible in promoting beauty products. Looking at the 5 credibility dimensions, the mean score ranged from 3.31 to 3.56. The highest mean score was for ethics, with students agreeing that influencers are ethical in promoting beauty products. This suggests that ethical behavior is the most important factor shaping credibility. This was followed by product compatibility, meaning students feel influencers usually promote products that suit them well. So for section F, the analysis recorded a grand mean of 3.42 and a percentage index of 68.5%, indicating that the most students generally agree that influencer endorsement affect their buying decision. And the mean score ranged from 3.34 to 3.48, showing consistent positive views, and the highest score was for likelihood or of purchasing influencer recommended products, followed by willingness to try new beauty products. And however, purchasing only when current products run out recorded the lowest score, suggesting that practical factors still matter. One sample t-test confirmed that all results were statistically significant. Overall, Instagram influencers have a significant positive impact on students' purchase intention.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Fadil Habib with metric number 2212107. So in this session, I will briefly discuss the key findings and conclusion of the study. This research examined 5 variables, which is trustworthiness, expertise, attractiveness, credibility, and purchase intention. By comparing respondents' mean scores against the neutral midpoint of 3. Overall, the results show that all variables score significantly above the midpoint, indicating that respondents had generally positive perception of Instagram influencers. Trustworthiness scored the highest of all the dimensions, closely followed by attractiveness. Additionally, these two factors show the biggest effect sizes, indicating a significant practical impact on audience perception. The source credibility theory, which argues why audiences are more inclined to accept communications from sources they believe to be trustworthy and honest, is supported by this research. Expertise had a lower influence than trustworthiness and beauty, although scoring above average as well. This implies that respondents can place a higher emphasis on relatability and emotional connection than on technical expertise, particularly on social media sites. The halo effect, in which attractive communicators are perceived more favorably overall, was supported by the considerable influence of attractiveness. Lastly, purchase intention also scored higher than the midpoint, suggesting that students are more likely to purchase beauty products when they have favorable opinions of influencers. In conclusion, this study demonstrates that trustworthiness and attractiveness are the most influential source credibility factors affecting IIUM IRKHS students' purchase intentions. Despite limitations such as the use of convenient sample from a single faculty, the findings highlight the continued relevance of classical communication theories in modern social media contexts and provide useful insight for marketing and strategic communication practices. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.